What's up, guys? Got a little bit of a video for you here. So basically, my birthday was last month, and you guys have all heard me mention a couple of times throughout the past couple videos. I just keep getting stuff from it. You know, people know that I'm a collector and all that, so they just keep sending me things or handing me things. So I appreciate you guys, but I've been working 7 days a week for several months now, and that means I have municipal money. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy something nice for myself. So I went on discogs and I ordered a fat package uh, based off of 2 albums, and then it wound up, rolling downhill into being this stack that I have here, which is usually how it goes on discogs, and using a birthday as an excuse as if I actually needed a particular reason to go spend my money on things. But I'm gonna cut into it. It's been a good morning. Just chilling. Ate breakfast, so I got some energy for once. Some Italian espresso. We're in good shape here. We're listening to Withering Illusions and Desolation by, I believe you pronounce this Austere, or something like that. I don't know 100% how you actually say it, but yeah, it's out on Those Opposed Records. It says Desolation Propaganda 4 on the back. Cool record, slower black metal, really atmospheric. I really like the howl vocals in the background. It's just a thick, hazy atmosphere. It's great stuff. So, an LP. I actually bought an LP. I know it's rare. I'm usually a CD guy, but I couldn't pass up the deal, and I love this album. I love this album cover. So, first one is Void Omnia. Void Omnia is an American black metal band from Oakland, California. And this is the album Dying Light. Look at that album cover, man. If that doesn't warrant a vinyl pickup, I don't know what does, because that is a top shelf album cover. So basically, what I really liked about this band is they have an awful lot of cosmic sounds to them. It's not necessarily cosmic sounding as some of those like newer black metal bands that just have pictures of like spaces, their album cover, and there's a new band that kind of mixes electronic music in with the black metal. It's really weird. I kind of liked it though. Inner sleeve, upside down inner sleeve actually, with all the lyrics. But yeah, it's really awesome cosmic style black metal, and I just can't get enough of that kind of stuff, man. It's a cool atmosphere. It's pretty quick. It's got an okay amount of melody. It's not the most melodic thing in the world, which is perfectly fine with me. It doesn't always have to be, super tastefully melodic and well put together in that way, even though this is an awesome American black metal record. So yeah, Void Omnia. I also picked up the CD. So I'm not gonna talk much about it, other than I got like a similar feel to like Anthems to the Welcome at Dusk by Emperor, as far as the atmospheric quality goes with this one. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you like Era or Emperor that's not just in the Nightside Eclipse and the Wrath of the Tyrants, and I think this would be something you could get down with. So Void Omnia, for sure, one of the great American black metal bands of the day. Next, I got 2 CDs by the same band. They're a Scottish black metal band, or he is a Scottish black metal band. It's a Sayor. The Aura, Roots, The Aura. This is my favorite Sayor material. This one is really good. It feels a little bit less one of a kind than The Aura does. It's really cool aesthetics. I like it a lot. Like I always say, I keep my hype stickers. But the only thing that sucks is I don't have a little spot to put it, so I'll figure that out. Yeah, there's no booklet, which I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, Roots, great record, just not as perfect as this one. This one's The Aura. Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that album cover. I like to throw my things around, as you guys have probably noticed. Great record. One of the most beautiful inside trays I've ever had. Big fan of the disc art. I'm a sucker for anything like this. Some autumn looks there. Basically Droop's album cover on the middle there. Great record. Nice Celtic influence. I'm a sucker for folky black metal, especially folky atmospheric black metal. What's more to say about Sailor then? Next, oh yeah, Roots is 2013 and the Aura is 2014. Next is a 2017 release from a Netherlands death or black metal band called Faceless Entity. I heard a little bit of this getting some praise, mostly from the likes of Canyon Pickle, which would be perfectly expected because this seems right up his alley. It's really raw, really noisy, and it's got a really hefty, dense atmosphere. It's really slow, which is really cool because it's super creepy. I mean, look at the album cover. That's just such a nasty, it's not nasty, but it's unsettling looking, which is really cool. It's got like a ritual feel to it. It's pretty well driven for being as raw and slow as it is. The inside says Forever Mourning the Dead and the Living. It's cool record. Yeah, I've just been wanting to get a hold of some of this Faceless Entity stuff for a while. It's really spooky, and I really dig that. It definitely fits in the mood for stuff like Culty Ghoul and Mortuary Drape for me. Which, you know, who doesn't love it? Next, some American black metal. This is Barrowlands with Tinder. I don't really know how to particularly say that. This came out in 2017 as well. Now, the Metal Archives calls this progressive black metal. Not hearing much prog on this one. Wonderful looking inside here. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot more really nice atmospheric black metal. So that's probably where it's going to get filed in here, in my sections at least. I pretty much have my stuff micro-organized into micro-genres because I get moods. I want to hear atmospheric black metal. I don't want to have to sift through all this black metal to get to the, you know, the stuff that I want to hear. I keep it micro-organized because that's kind of how I just always have listened to stuff ever since I started collecting. But yeah, it's got really nice melodies, really well put together stuff. They're from Portland, Oregon. I don't know how many people are in this band, but it was akin to Agalloch and Wolves in a Throne Room down in the Metal Archives, similar band page. So if that sounds interesting to you, Barrowlands. Next, 2 albums that started this entire package. I went on discogs and I wanted to see if I could just pick up both of these albums by this band in one fell swoop, and I wound up striking absolute gold. It's a handmade mug by one of my buddies too. He makes pottery, really cool stuff. I got it from my girlfriend because she collects mugs. So these are 2 albums. This is Nature Stays Silent by Ken Bard from 2018, and The Last Rain from 2019. This is a Swiss band from Switzerland. They are epic, kind of atmospheric black metal. But not as much in the, I'm going to take summoning and write more summoning albums, which is, you know, awesome for me. I'm okay with that completely. But it's a lot more thought out and methodical. It's got some driving force to it. Also another wonderful looking tray. It's just the same thing back there. But this has their awesome logo, which I'm a huge fan of. They have a great one. But yeah, this is a little bit more all their own rather than a band that's just trying to be summoning, which is something I appreciate because I adore summoning, obviously, and I adore bands that sound like summoning, but this sounds just enough like it to be perfectly amazing right off the bat, and it's enough on their own to make it replayable. I've heard this one all the way through. I listened to it at work. I haven't even played more than a track or 2 off this yet. I just got this yesterday, so I actually didn't even listen to the CD. I listened to some stuff online. But yeah, Ken Bard. Check him out if you have not. Next, 1995, Absu, the son of Tefereth. Classic Absu album, classic album cover. Not the most interesting inside cover I've ever seen, But you know, you guys have all heard Absu. It's great black thrash. It's basically everything to love about metal, all put into one little album here. It's great, fast, catchy, well driven. I love the high pitched screams that the vocalist does. It's not even necessarily a scream as much as it's like the Tom Araya kind of high pitched thing that he does. But yeah, I love it. Big fan. Absu's great. Not gonna yak up too much about it other than the album covers for me. Next, I don't know how to pronounce this band, but Hermoder with the album Hadenfard. Swedish black metal, atmospheric black metal. These boys are definitely listening to Burzum, or this guy, I believe, and it is perfectly good with me. Really like this inside cover. This genre of music just always caught my attention because of the aesthetics. That was the original thing that got me into atmospheric black metal, but obviously the tunes and the idea kept me around. But yeah, this is not as epic. It's definitely a lot more close to like Austere and like Burzum. It's slower. It's really well put together, and it's a great atmospheric black metal record. So this dude has a huge catalog. He's got tons of albums out, and I just wanted to pick up one to get my feet wet, get started with it, and I will definitely be checking for more of his stuff every time I build a cart somewhere. Next, 2 albums by the same band. That last album, by the way, came out in 2017. Yeah. I actually took notes because I don't want to sound like a moron just babbling like I did in the last video, because I forgot a bunch of the key points about each album. So this is 2 records by an Italian black metal band, and quite literally a summoning worship. It's Immune Mule. So this is their first record here, from 2019. I don't know how to pronounce any of that. It's actually from 2013. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. It's a good album. A little bit cheesy on the album cover. Kind of looks like the TV show Samurai Jack. So if you like Samurai Jack, you might like this album. But yeah, it's quite literally summoning worship. Full on. No clean vocals that I'm fully aware of. I haven't studied these albums quite yet, so don't quote me entirely. And then this is their second album from 2017. Another one I don't know how to pronounce. But, you know, less Samurai Jack-like on this album cover, but nonetheless really cool. Yeah, not much I could say beyond that, because that's quite literally all that is, and it's a great album, both of them. They got one more that I gotta pick up, and I might grab some merch. I gotta see, because I know they have it at Hell's Headbangers, just like they have some Can Bard merch and stuff, and I could use a couple new shirts. So, next one I got is a Canadian black metal band. This is their 2018 album, Infernal Decadence, The Spectral Wound. This is so good. I put this on the player in the truck yesterday, and I was like, alright, that's the way you start off an album. No crap, no intros. With this style of black metal, I don't want the intros. I don't want the 20 minutes of noise in the beginning with like some guy talking backwards. I just get to it. Okay, great album. Super melodic, but like in the melancholic finish sense. They definitely have a lot of influence from the Sargeist style, the Horna, the Azazel, or however you pronounce that band's name, all that kind of stuff. And it's so well put together. If you like stuff like Sarkrista and all those bands, you'll love it. It's not that interesting on the inside. This is one of those Bandcamp black metal bands that's gotten really popular. Obviously, it's not the only spot that they sell their tunes is Bandcamp, but I'm glad to see them getting some love. Spectral Wound. Ooh, this is a wonderful album. This is something I've been wanting to get a hold of since it came out. I just never actually went ahead and bought it. So this is Kveldgist with Alekagest. I'm sorry. to anybody from Iceland. But this is an Icelandic black metal band from 2019. This album is. I have only heard White XM talk about this. I listened to this when it came out on, like, what is it, maybe the Black Metal Promotions page here on YouTube. I don't remember particularly, but this is so riffy, well put together black metal. It's catchy. The riffs are, I don't want to call them thrashy, but they have a thrash catchiness to them and a tonal idea similar to thrash metal. It's great. It's catchy and it's so much fun to listen to. Like, it's got a darkness to it, but it doesn't meander at all. There's no, I'm just gonna fill in this with this riff. This is chock full of top shelf riffs. The entire record. Great record. Some cool little keyboard bits, if I remember properly. Cool album cover, even though I don't particularly know what it's supposed to be. I'm assuming something Norse. I didn't bother to check their Metal Archives page, but these guys are part of the like Icelandic group of people or bands called the Helvetic Underground Committee. So if you're familiar with that and you're aware of what that scene produces, check it out. Last thing on the list here, this is Dwaro Delph with Evenstar. Evenstar? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's amazing. It's UK black metal. Again, very heavily summoning influenced. Out of Northern Silence. Northern Silence is usually a really safe bet to know if an album is going to be awesome or not. Northern Silence is just a great record label, pumping out great tunes constantly. So this is definitely influenced by summoning, but the vocals are a lot lower. It's kind of like Sayor, where it's more of like that lower register, kind of like what Ineffrins does. It's not death metal, but it's definitely a lower black metal scream. There's some clean vocals on here, which aren't bad at all. They're not as epic as Caladan Brood and such, but it's great. It's also a lot thicker of a tone. This album is a lot more well produced. It's really well put together. I don't know if I mentioned they're from the UK, and it's a 2020 album. So this is a pretty new album. If I would have known about this record last year, I might have been able to say I listened to more than 2 new records last year. But Dwaro Delph, great record. So that's going to be it for this little video here, this update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will be back pretty soon with a couple different videos. We'll see how it goes. So I hope you guys have a good day. Keep it greasy. Take care.